What's up, Bottom Nation? How you guys doing? I hope you had a good weekend. I know that I am looking forward to summertime right now. I'm going to be in Indianapolis this weekend, Orlando next weekend, but then I'm taking some good time off, and I just want to shout out the patrons for making that possible to me. If you've got a spare buck around, do as little as $1 a month, and you get all this bonus content, live streams, cameos, all kinds of stuff. And if you didn't know, we couldn't make this podcast on ads alone. We would not be able to support Alex and Sydney and then little old me and also Maddie. So if you've got that extra buck, $1 a month really actually does make a huge difference. So, you know, head on over to patreon.com/WHGS. Get your bonus content. And then today on the episode, we have my friend SNL writer KC Shornima. So funny. We get it. It's kind of a kinky episode. It's a good episode for you kinky folks. There's some belt play. Really steamy story with the belt play. And we get into her bisexuality. Is she bisexual? Is she straight? It's not really entirely clear. So maybe if you're questioning, you might relate to this episode a lot. And either way, those stories are hysterical. And I loved having Casey on. Go check out her comedy. Phenomenal comedian. And she's done Sunday School, my show in New York every Sunday. If you didn't know, there's that. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Thanks, guys. Listener, today's episode is sponsored by PayPal Honey, the easy way to save when you're shopping on your iPhone or computer. Listener, how great does it feel when you get that thing you've been meaning to do done fast? You know, that thing that's been sitting on your to-do list? And you're like, wow, that took nothing. So satisfying. You know what else works fast? Honey's deal finding abilities. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart quickly. I love PayPal Honey. I've been using it for years. I've used it mostly for my retail therapy, buying some new clothes, but I've also gotten some deals on some electronics too. I mean, I'm talking about big stuff like, you know, $20 off a pair of jeans. And it was so easy to use. And it's so convenient. It doesn't just work on a desktop. Honey works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. Getting Honey seriously only takes a few seconds, and by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/gay. That's joinhoney.com/gay.
I had something new during sex. I had a belt around my neck.
Oh, shit, dude. Like a for real belt?
Like my belt. Like, actually, this belt. Actually, oh my God, this belt. He already knew that I was into like my hands being tight or whatever. But he did this thing where I was giving him a and he would pull me from the belt.
Bro. I just want to say for the lesbians watching right now, I'm so sorry about what's happening here. Not only is it straight, but it's sort of hot.
Dude, I thought I was gonna die at a show one time. We were on this like back patio show, and this guy, same thing, was facing away from the stage and started like waving this like pirate flag, and we were like, what? And then he was like talking really loudly, and he started yelling, and he was like, all you fuckers, blah blah blah. And the producer, that's scarier than it was really weird, and he was like yelling at me while I was on stage, and the producer in the audience looked at me, and he was like, go. And I just like ran off the stage, and everyone else in the audience left.
You got booted from the stage.
Yeah, I left. You know, because it was legit like, this guy's about to fucking, like, he was very clearly out of it. And the audience started to leave, but then we started the show back up after.
Oh my God, you kicked everybody out.
It was the hardest follow in my life.
Yeah.
To the whole audience, we were all like, we thought we were going to die. Yeah, and we were like, should we keep going? And they were like, yeah. So I, after fleeing the stage, came back on stage, and I was like, so dating is crazy.
That was my date.
My mom said the weirdest thing to me. Literally everyone was like, we didn't know what was going to happen. But I think like with the climate right now, everything is so escalated.
Yeah.
Also, it's weird. I've been thinking more about this where like you'll get a random DM, or I've been getting weird emails. And I'm thinking like, oh, I put my entire schedule for every night of the week.
I think about this all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they know where to come get you, basically. And then you walk to the subway alone because you can be safe at the show. And then you walk and you're like, does someone know I'm here? You know, it's just not a good situation.
Well, what are the emails you're getting?
Someone sent me an email the other day. It was like at 6 a.m. in the morning. So this guy woke up. First thing he thought about was, let me send this email.
To KC Shornima. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing stand-up comic, writer on SNL when the strike is over.
Woo.
And
maybe when the strike is over. We'll
JFL
we'll
and anything else you want to plug?
No, just like, yeah, you can go to kcshornima.com
and
follow
and
me around town.
It's the letter K and then C. You're backwards Louie CK.
Yeah,
which
I know.
Really deeply appreciate.
You jerk women off.
Yeah.
You actually, you make sure your openers come.
And I don't ask.
I just fucking do it.
That actually would be worse. Reverse Louie CK would be slightly worse.
Yeah, slightly worse than
No, but maybe there's like real consent. Maybe
Right.
that's
Yeah.
maybe that's the,
I don't ask, but they said yes.
Ask, but you don't ask. They asked you.
Right,
Actually.
exactly.
There we go.
That's good.
That's a
We
reverse
say it's
KC.
positive,
That's
yeah.
a reverse KC. That's a KC. The classic KC. I would like you to jerk me off. Oh, okay.
Someone's asked me before if my name was an homage to him. And I was like,
Your first name.
yeah. I was like, what? And this is like after. I was like, why would I pay an homage now? This is not previously.
That's so funny. Wait, so this email though?
Yeah, the email.
It was like a P.O. box address, his address, and was like, can you, I love your whatever, and I've been thinking about you. Can you send me a signed photograph to this P.O. box? And I was like, why would someone want that?
Is this a person from Canada?
No, he's in upstate New York.
I've gotten a headshot request before.
Are they trying to sell it on eBay?
I don't know what it is, but there is actually, I don't want to speak for like what he has going on, but there is a person who I think means no harm and just collects kind of like, when he asked me, I had nothing going on.
Yeah, I was like, who would buy this?
There
No
are
one
some
wants
comedy.
this.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
go ahead.
There are some like comedy groupies that are like weird guys, but they really are just like,
Yeah.
They just genuinely
comedy.
come on and they've watched everything on YouTube. They've like gone through the full archive on YouTube of stand-up comedy. I think that's how he must have found me.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that was. I thought the worst case scenario is he wants my return address. That's literally the worst thing that could happen. But
Just
I'm not
put your
going to send it
manager's
'cause it's
address.
insane. Oh yeah,
Easy.
or I'm just not going to send it. I'm
Or
like,
don't send it. Well,
if you want to jerk
okay.
off, there is plenty of material
You're
online.
kind of being a bitch.
Yeah,
He asked you for it, so just do it.
One time, a friend, just a friend who's not a comic, she got a request for like a photo of hers or whatever from this guy that she'd only been talking to, and he sent her back. She sent the photo, and he sent her back a drawing of that photo in his comm, using his comm. And he did live in Canada, so that's
Well, I never got. Give me my cum photo. I never got my cum photo.
Yeah. Did you put a return address?
I sent. I don't think that.
Do they know?
I don't know how I did that actually.
Isn't that insane?
Oh my God.
To date her. He wants to date her. And I was like, that is not...
How many dates had they been on?
Like one, I think. Like not...
Is your friend like...
That's so
my
much
friend's very
cum.
sweet.
Yeah.
I think it took over time. Yeah.
Well, it was a really small drawing. It was more of a stick figure, really. It was a
It was actually a Rorschach kind of thing where she saw an image of herself. But it was just cum splatter.
Having sex with a guy and he comes on the floor and you're like, oh, me.
It's a true projection.
Yeah, that's the most like benefit of the doubt.
projection on a projection. It was projected and then it...
A guy comes on your face. Oh, you did my makeup. Thank you. Oh my God, you contoured me.
I think he likes me.
Wouldn't that be highlighter?
Oh yeah, shiny.
I don't
That's
really
a dewy
know.
finish.
Or maybe a mist. Or maybe you use that to glue on your lashes.
There's some skincare stuff I do where I'm putting it on and I'm like, this is a little cummy.
Yeah.
Ever use like the Ordinary? I love the Ordinary, but it's a little cummy.
Is it cummy?
Yeah.
The squalane. You know that pussy juice has squalane in it.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh.
No way.
Get in there. Get the squalane. Now, I don't know what the squalane is for, I got to be honest, but I know you're supposed to use the squalane.
It's a cleanser, I think.
Oh.
Is it? I thought it was for...
The Ordinary sells a squalane. I don't know what it is, but
Alex,
cleanser,
can you look
I
up
think.
squalane, please? Squalane kind of sounds like a slur.
It sounds like a non-binary
Fucking
pussy or something.
squalane.
It sounds like a Native American slur.
Well, let's get into it. We're in the apartment. We're having gay sex. We're having Gay Sex with KC Shornima. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You're so funny. I've seen you around town. We don't know each other that well, but now we will know each other very well.
We're on a couch talking about sex.
We are, and we've already gotten to cum projection. So,
do you still want to hear about squalane?
Obviously, Alex.
Squalane, a saturated oil that's used in skincare products as a moisturizer, helps increase hydration thanks to its anti-inflammatory properties, can help with acne and eczema.
Wow. Okay, and in pussy juice?
Yeah, it's in the juices.
Oh, okay.
Which is good.
Wow, okay.
Ashley Gavin, cis gay white woman, she, her pronouns. Upcoming shows: St. Louis, Indianapolis, Orlando, Sacramento, and then the big theater tour starts. And we've got LA, San Francisco, San Diego, Denver, all kinds of dates. So ashleygavin.com, get on the text list, patreon.com/WHGS. We've got our episode with Monet Exchange.
Huge.
Out
So
on
exciting.
Patreon,
Whoa.
Which is
so fun.
Yeah, at
With
Moon
Monet.
Tower. Yeah,
Oh,
at
damn.
Moon Tower.
And I got to open for Monet at Moon Tower, which was so fun.
Yeah,
and the hour is fucking
and that
incredible.
was and Issa Medina from Sounds Like a Cult, and that was a great episode.
Yeah, that one's really, people should check it out. It's really fun.
That
And
was
it's live.
probably my favorite live pod that we've ever done, and there was almost no production value.
Yeah.
Like, just truly shooting
But it
the
was
shit.
fun. Yeah, it was so
really,
fun.
really fun. And then, as always, my hall monitor monitoring me to keep me from getting canceled. They have the look of just a questioning middle schooler. Who am I today? But the vibe of the withered lunch lady, the wise old lunch lady who knows all. Are you a skater boy or the lunch lady today? Give it up for Maddie Wiener.
That is what someone had a roast joke about me one time, and they said I looked like a virgin and a mother of 3 at the same time, which is
A way better
pretty
version
incredible.
of my joke.
I'm Maddie Wiener. She, they pronouns. The gender, I'm just giving up on the word. You know, who knows? Just know that there's mischief afoot. That's how I'll describe it. And I'm a comic, and I have a Substack where I write little essays, and I have another podcast called And How's That Working for You? That's about like a mental health comedy podcast, and I'm on the road.
Yes,
so check out my
guys,
Instagram.
Can I just say, we're going to dedicate an episode. We have to have Kenyon on, but you must go listen to Maddie's other podcast.
Oh, shucks,
Because
thanks.
part of the reason that Maddie is doing this is to elevate their platform. Okay? And it doesn't get elevated unless you elevate it, you piece of shit. So do you like Maddie? Do you even like non-binary people? Oh, you're transphobic because you haven't listened? Go listen. Where can people find it? Can they find it on YouTube? And
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Spotify. But all the links for that are in my link tree.
And you're going to have a Patreon for that and all that?
We have a Patreon already. Our first episode's going up today.
Okay, good. Okay, do you mind introducing yourself?
I'm KC Shornima. I am a cis het, she, her. Did I? Okay.
I thought you were bisexual.
No. Look, Ashley, I'll be bisexual if you want me to.
That's because I didn't want to ask when you walked in. I was like, oh, I didn't know Casey was queer, but that was like
Yeah.
so weird
And
to
I
me.
was
to
like,
assume.
Well,
okay,
Casey,
I haven't had gay sex this week, so
I'm not gonna unbook you from the podcast, given that we've gotten this
so
far.
fucking funny.
But here we are, and I just found out that you are not
I was
bisexual.
also wondering. I was like, oh, when would I mean, okay,
Oh, well, are you sure about that? Maybe we just take the episode to try and flip Casey.
yeah, I've done, okay, like, you know, on a spectrum, I'd be like 80% straight. I've hooked up with women.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
well, then you're
Yeah,
gayer than
then-
me.
Yeah,
I mean,
then we're,
I still haven't.
We're
I haven't.
better.
I'm bi, but I haven't been with a woman yet. So I think we even out to one half lesbian
one
or
half
something.
lesbian.
Yeah.
A quarter lesbian in combined.
Yeah, it's like Jewish ancestry or something. As long as one of our grandparents slept with a woman or something.
Well, I thought. Okay, but don't you have that bit? Maybe you don't say it. Maybe I just projected onto you what I thought of you.
You squalened onto my base.
I squeezed on you, and I was like bisexual. But you have that joke where you joke that you came out to your coworkers.
Yes.
I guess what I thought was that was rooted in actually coming out to your coworkers.
No, people do think that. And then later at the end of every set, people are not only confused about whether I'm like bisexual or not. They're also
say
confused.
the joke because people are gonna.
It's that I come out to my coworkers as Asian because I've been living as a Hispanic woman because of COVID. And then I'm like, everyone was like, Asian virus. I was like, yeah, aye, right? That's crazy.
It's such a great.
It's insane.
It's such a. That's one of those jokes that's so good because you say, like, you're able to say the joke that the white guys that wish they could punch down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what kind of joke can you be like, aye?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's actually like an anti-Asian hate joke.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny.
Oh, thank
it's
you.
such a
Thank
great.
you.
It's
And
such
I
a,
seem kind of gay in it.
and I
Kind of
fully
a
thought
bonus.
you were bisexual. Well, here we go.
That is so funny.
That's really funny. I
Ash is tearing up like, but you're wearing a tank top.
but you have bangs. But you have bangs.
That's true. I have all the hallmarks. Should I do it?
You have bisexual energy.
Right? Okay. And I also do hit on women when I'm drunk, which is not good. Not good as a practice.
We might not have to work that hard to flip you.
I am bisexual.
Yeah. Also, I would love some pussy. Does that make me gay? I don't know.
Listener, are you listening to our Patreon exclusive You're Having Gay Sex? Well, here's a sneak peek of what you missed last week.
I got stopped at border security and directed over to a hot blonde. I explained that I was cryptic on purpose because, in actuality, I was hoping for some gay hookups at some bars in Toronto. Blake looked amused as we were both clearly uncomfortable. Then she made a joke that I would have enjoyed a pat down from her.
Whoa! What?
She put her number into my phone and sent a message to herself containing her address and that she would be off in 4 hours in case I needed to stay somewhere for the night.
This is one of the best stories we've ever had. Oh my God, that's great. There are 4 bonus episodes a month of this series, You're Having Gay Sex, on our Patreon at the $10 tier and then 2 at the $5 tier. Patreon.com/WHGS. So I have a little note that I keep about keeping stories for the pod. And so
Sort of like you've always seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the logs that Dennis keeps of his sex exploitation. VHS tapes.
All I can think about with that show is where he's like, but the implication.
I missed the whole thing and I apologize, guys. But
Comparing
I
you to
wrote in
sociopath.
here, I have 2. One of them just says Vancouver flowers.
Ooh, okay.
And I don't know what that means. I don't know. Do you get hit on after shows?
I never get hit on after. I complain about this all the time. Every dude will have like 4 girls talking. I'm like, how about me? No one wants to come talk to you. Except, okay, a lot of women do come talk to me. But they're all... but it's all
We need
very
like a
sweet.
bisexual tally. We just need a bisexual score.
What's our little...
But yeah, we got to do a ding after
ding?
every. Where's the ding? I think it's over.
I think they read the vibe too. I think the women are like, I think she's bisexual.
Listener, write in. Do you think Casey is bisexual?
The bangs are new, so
Oh, I know what I want to talk about today.
yes.
My girlfriend turned on Hinge as like a joke because her friend, she doesn't do Hinge for men. She does Hinge for women. Because I think, she does Hinge for women, but she turned it back on because her friend is single and complaining about Hinge. And so they were like joking about it. She gets on there. She sees a former Bachelor contestant.
What?
A big one. A big one.
On Hinge?
On Hit.
Not
I
even
know.
Raya?
I
Get
know.
a Raya,
Things
dude.
are not going well for this
No,
guy.
it's not.
And we all knew that.
Yeah.
Is he hot though? I mean, Bachelor, he's got to be.
I'll
right?
show you him. And you
Ashley's
can
like, I
decide.
literally don't know.
But we're not going to say his
Ashley
name.
doesn't have like facial pattern recognition the same way like people can't
No,
tell
I-
deer apart. Like they all look the same. Like
I have
Ashley's
that
not.
too. I can't tell people's faces apart. I have like a really hard time.
Do you really have like facial
Yeah.
blindness?
Like one time I
Whoa.
dated a guy for like a couple of dates, like maybe like 4 dates. Stopped seeing him. Then 5 months later, saw him at a bar. Went up to talk to him again. And he was very friendly. And then later my roommate was like, why were you talking to him again? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, that's the guy you went out with like 5 months ago. Isn't that like a Sixth Sense story where you're like, you've known him this whole time?
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I have like a really hard time. Like if I stop seeing someone for a while, I'll kind of forget what they look like.
Wow. Have you ever gotten tested for like facial blindness?
Yes. And it said I was facial blind.
Wow.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, I know.
Does that make comedy hard at all? Because it's like networking and remembering people?
Yes, it makes comedy. That's why every time I see someone, I immediately act like I already probably know them. So I never introduce myself. I'm
Wow,
always like,
men
great
must
seeing you.
really think they have a shot with you.
Yeah, I'm always like, great seeing you. How are you doing?
Okay, so it's this bachelor. I'm not going to say his name, but it's. Oh, that is not a great picture of him. It's this one.
Oh, not my type, but okay.
Oh, okay.
He's
yeah,
quite
he
tall.
looks like all of the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say his name in case it's but bleep that. And they matched.
Uh-huh.
And he replied. He sent her a message. Now, I have never wanted my girlfriend to fuck someone else more in my entire life. I am like, you have to fuck that man. You have to report back, and you are going to be on the podcast, and I'm going to be grilling you. I want vivid imagery.
That would be so fun.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
I
Yeah,
hope she
you're
does.
like, do it for the story, for my story.
For my
So that
content.
yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah,
because
I don't have an open relationship so much as I'm an active content creator.
it's true, though. I mean, like, no, we want to be in the open relationship. It's really fun. I'm like really loving it so much more than I ever thought I would. And it helps our relationship so much. But also, you got to fuck this bachelor.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite bachelors, one of my favorite seasons ever.
Wow.
Some of the most batshit, just like poor choices. I'm obsessed with him.
Did she respond to him?
So I gave her a line.
Uh-huh.
What do you guys think? So she has in her profile something like, oh, I want to go to, like, where do you want to go next? And she, my girlfriend's hot.
Okay. I figured.
Can I
Put
respectfully,
it together.
Respectfully.
like the hottest girl you've ever seen in your life?
Whoa.
She's gorgeous.
okay.
She's also
Respectfully.
really funny and very kind and
And gorgeous.
stupid hot.
Damn it. Okay.
Stupid hot. I'll show you my girlfriend. So,
And then I'm going to say something and you guys are going to be like, she is a lesbian.
No, that's literally how I like realized that I must be.
you can click on any of those. They're all impressive.
Oh my God. Where did you find her?
At the Gristly Pear.
Oh my God. Are you kidding?
No fucking way, dude.
That's not going to be funny
Oh my
for
God.
any of the listeners at all.
That's
Her
so
skin
funny.
is glowing. Squalene.
Squalane.
as
She has
hell.
all my squalane all over her face. That's
oh
me.
my God.
But
But that is, wait,
She
this is just a
so
side note.
hot.
But do you ever have like, this is when I was like, oh, I guess I am bi, is that I was like, yeah, but who wouldn't be turned on by Scarlett Johansson? That's not because I'm gay. That's just because I'm a person. Who
Right.
wouldn't think she's hot? And
Totally.
it's like a straight woman wouldn't
Yeah.
think she's hot. Like,
Yes.
oh, this is what people meant by,
Also,
okay.
that's how I keep justifying things. I'm like, well, who doesn't hook up with someone? Like, who's a girl?
just anybody. Who's a girl? Who doesn't have attraction to the same sex? Who isn't? I am bisexual.
if I wasn't hooking up with
how I
women, that'd be
understand
like
as
just like
fuck.
gay or something. I'm not bisexual. I'm just not a loser, dude.
I just get laid.
But yeah, so she's stunning. So her profile is just the word. She put no effort into this.
Right.
The questions are my questions are so funny. I have like callbacks in my jokes. It's like a special.
I love a running gag.
Yeah,
in
I have a running
profile.
gag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a chocolate hummus running. I need to update my pictures, but basically, one of the prompts. Where do you want to go next? She just puts Japan. That's her answer.
Amazing.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that's how hot she is. And she's not stupid. She could put smart stuff in there. She just doesn't have to.
Right.
She's not bothered. It's incredible.
That's wild.
Anyway, so I love her so much. So he responds to her and goes, something along the lines of, so do you like sushi or something like that? Not the most effortful, But he's also the bachelor.
Yeah, exactly.
So he doesn't have to do much.
It's just two
either.
hot people. Me, you, pussy fuck. There's no conversation even has to happen. It's just thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, exactly. It's true hot privilege happening in this channel. And I was like, I have a line for you. And so my line was, his line is, do you like sushi? And I said, depends who's taking me to sushi.
Okay, that's good.
And
That's good.
I think, but she said to me, that's a little bit like hoity-toity. Like a more, now she's femme, but she has like a masculine edge to her if you meet her that you would feel. I don't know if you've gotten that off of her yet, but she's like, she's not high maintenance. She's not, she always splits the bill. So she's like, I don't want to say like, oh, depends who's taking me. Because then he'll get this idea about me. And I'm like, you're just trying to fuck this man. That's all you're like, right? Like, and I actually like the line, depends who's taking me, because that honors, if a girl said that to me, and then we both cracked up when I said this so sincerely, it honors his masculinity. You know what I mean?
You're trying to train your girlfriend to be like a trad wife. You need to take care of your man. You need to cook for him and make him feel strong. Fuck feminism. Fuck this bachelor guy.
It feels so different.
Put on a bonnet and get pregnant, bitch.
That's why you're here, Maddie. I just lobbed you that softball. Out of here. But no, but I think it's weird because like in a queer way, it's hot. It's like, oh, if you said that to me as a like honoring my masculinity is like a cool thing that you can do because I'm a lady who wants my masculinity honored. But doing it to the bachelor who has probably like a little Psalms whatever in his profile feels like what you just said. So I don't know, listener, write in. Do you like the line? Do you like it for the bachelor? Do you want Jen to fuck this bachelor and report back on the podcast? Today's episode is sponsored by PayPal. Honey, the easy way to save when you're shopping on your iPhone or computer. Did you know that Honey only takes a few seconds to get? That means if you add it right now to your laptop or your iPhone, you could be done before this ad read is even over. And how good does it feel not only to do something quickly, but know that you're saving cash on it? You know how good it feels when you get that to-do list done super fast. Well, now imagine it's actually also saving you money because Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one and finds it to your cart. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you go to checkout, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is click apply coupons, wait a few seconds. Honey's doing it for you. Honey is searching, scouring the internet for those coupons, and if it finds a working one, you'll watch the price drop. I do this literally every day as I'm shopping because I've had Honey for years. It saved me money on clothing, on electronics. If you're looking for a gift, you know, maybe you're splurging, but you want to save a little bit on the end. You can save so much money using Honey. And the reason it saves so much money is because it's easy and it's fast. It's so easy to use. And it doesn't just work on a desktop. It works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. Getting Honey seriously only takes a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/gay. That's joinhoney.com/gay. KC, did you have gay sex this week? Obviously. Well, maybe. We don't really know.
I haven't had gay sex this week.
In case he's like, I had straight sex with a woman.
Yeah, I make gay sex straight.
You're like, hey, can you just call me daddy real quick to work whatever this is out for me in my mind?
Yeah, I just had I had sex. I had something new during sex. I had a belt around my neck.
Oh shit, dude.
A belt?
That rocks.
Yeah. So,
like a for real belt?
like my belt. Like actually this belt. Actually, oh my god, this belt.
See, that's like your joke with the fear.
Like
Can you imagine a man taking off your belt and tying it around your throat? It's like
yes, I fucking can, dude. How do you think I fall asleep at night? Yeah, I can imagine it.
That is, if it were lesbians, excuse me. I'm going to consent to take the belt off. Okay, consent to put it around your neck again. You know what I mean? Not that it's just like a different vibe.
No, I that rocks. I'm really happy for you. That's so hot.
Yeah, and it wasn't. It was like.
Did you know it was going to happen?
No, so it
That's
was like
exactly what I'm fucking saying.
But that's why it's like, there has to be someone that you know. Like, I've had guys try to do kinky stuff in a one-night stand, and I'm like, no. I don't know who you are. Like, I had a guy, it's like, I can't, like, you can't hit me. Like, I don't know you. But if you're in if I trust you, I'm like, fucking go for it, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's like, I'm messing around with gender stereotypes here. I think everyone knows that anyone can be hot taking off a belt and putting it around your throat. But with him, I mean,
hot if you do it alone. I mean, it's hot. Fucking the Holy Ghost could put a belt around my neck. I'd be like, let's go, dude.
I guess I'm Christian now.
You make your hand fall asleep and you pull on it. It's like, oh, who's pulling on this? I don't even know.
That's so crazy.
I tie it to a door like I'm trying to take one of my teeth out.
Yeah. Like, hey, can you shut the door behind you? Yeah, it was a very hot way to ask for it too, because he was like, okay, it was 2 belts. So one around your neck, and then I have this robe, and he's like, can you get your robe belt? And can you get a regular belt? And the robe belt was for my hands. Bro. And then the belt was for my neck. And I was like, okay. But yeah, pretty hot. middle of the afternoon, by the way.
Oh my God.
I'm on strike as hell, dude. I'm not.
Well, it's
the
so
belt around
good.
your neck, WHGS strong, baby.
I was gonna say it's so good you can't write this stuff.
I had just come from picketing. Yeah. I was like, wow, this is the best strike ever. Just middle of the day.
Wait, that fucking raw. Wait, can I ask a personal question? But I don't know how much you want to get into it. But was it like a pulley leash situation?
It was like a pulley leash situation.
Oh, you were leashed around the room.
No, it was like more like if he wanted me closer, he would pull on it. And if he didn't, then I would have more leeway.
Bro.
Then I would have a longer leash, if you will. Yeah.
That is crazy.
You have to forgive me. I don't do the kinkiest, like, if I'm into like performative like BDSM. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not, if my hand is around your throat, I'm barely blocking the airways there. Like, barely. You know what I mean? Unless she really asked for it. But most of the time I've found I've only dated one woman that was like, no, fully choke me. And I was like, I apologize.
I cannot.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Even
I'm
can't into it, but I don't want to not be able to breathe.
Right.
But I do want it. You want like hard, and you want pressure. Like you want
There's
the control of it, but it's
grabbing. I'll grab anything super tight because like a face grab right here, like a hard face grab.
So hot.
That. I love that.
That's so
hot. But like that's just
that's hot.
Yeah, I'm not hurting you.
Yeah,
I'm massaging your jaw. Like, you know what I mean? Or like a grab, or like an arm grab, or like a thigh grab, or whatever. Like, I'll go to town on a grab. Or a butt slap. I'll do a really hard butt slap because I know I'm not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
I also don't have the strength. I have a disability. I'm not going to be able. I'm weak. I'm not going to be able to fucking smack you around the way a dude with regular limbs can. I'm a floppy, Gumby bitch. My slap is going to be pretty fucking fruity. You know?
I don't like it though when a guy will like spank your ass and it's not hard. Because then I'm like, you're weak. Like, I can't
it's like make it hurt a little bit.
Yeah, you have to, it has to hurt.
You know what I hate too? If a guy spanks your ass, but it's like too low or too high, and I'm like, you just hit my back.
Yeah, okay.
You're trying to burp me like a baby.
Now hold on, bottom. I'm gonna step in for the tops here. You're in the heat of the moment. You can't always control where the arm is gonna go. Okay? If you hit the lower, sometimes if you're in the heat of the moment, you're gonna hit the lower
I'll
thigh.
excuse it.
Yeah.
I'll excuse it. I'm just saying, let's work on the aim.
Yeah. Also, it makes me feel worse that you're like, I can't even find your ass. It's so small. I couldn't aim for it in the dark.
You hit my spine and you're like, I guess that's her ass.
Yeah. Pretty flat, but okay.
Sometimes you miss, and a good partner is not going to shame you about missing.
Well, guess what? I've slapped ass before from the bottom, and I fucking nailed it, dude.
Every time.
Every time. You've never... How many asses have you hit?
There's only one guy who was into it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Fuck off. Fuck off.
But he was skinny. He was a small target.
Also, if I don't nail it, then I just act like it was on purpose that I didn't nail it. I didn't nail it because I just wanted to hit you.
There was a mosquito on your leg.
Exactly.
You know, they found an 8th erogenous zone on your kneecap. Or a boobie. A boobie. I'll smack a boobie pretty hard.
Oh my God, did I ever tell you about this one? This guy was like into this stuff, but I was like, this is the first guy I ever slept with, so I like didn't know. And I was like going down on him and I like slapped his dick and he was like, that's not anything.
You told that story.
And I was like, okay, yeah. Okay, have many before.
It's so funny. It's so funny though.
Like the fucking opposite of one of those boxing things in an arcade where you
well, do you think you'll see him again? And is this opening up new doors for you?
Yeah. Also, okay. I mean, like, he already knew that I was kind of into, like, like, my hands being tight or whatever. Okay. But he did this thing where I was giving him a blowjob and he would pull me from the belt.
Bro.
I know.
Oh,
I just want to say for the lesbians watching right now, I'm so sorry about what's happening here. Not only is it straight, but it's sort of hot, and I hate that it is.
That's so hot. It's crazy.
It's insane. And then afterwards, when it was over and we were like laying down or whatever, he kissed my neck where he had the belt around because he wanted me to feel better.
Oh,
and I was like, I feel
dude.
fine. And like, but it's
a
sweet thing to do afterwards. I think aftercare. Aftercare, very important.
Yeah,
you can't just smack me around and not talk to me afterwards. That's crazy. That's just abuse.
It's sort of a Schrodinger's cat of like, was this assault?
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you're nice to me afterwards.
No.
There's definitely like an abuse joke to be made there. But anyway.
Was that over the line?
No. My joke was over the line. Are you dating this person?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Well, then
it's been
yeah,
good.
then that's great.
Okay.
So what about your drunk bisexual hookups that I have to obligatory ask? Otherwise, people will be super upset about the choky blowjob situation.
Okay, well, like there's like college, and that was like all confusing, and I just put it like away, right? Then after college,
like you were hooking up with women, and you were like, no.
We were both so drunk that I was just like, I don't know. This is like, and I knew she was straight, so I was like, all right, we'll just not talk about it ever. But then after college,
yeah, for real.
After college, I hooked up with this girl, and it was like I wasn't dating her or anything, but it did kind of feel like we were maybe dating a little bit. And then I was like,
cut to her being like, my girlfriend. I am fully in love with KC. No, it's true. I mean, like, you might have not felt that way, but is she gay?
yeah, she was gay.
She's probably in love with you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know because she didn't say anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
She's just not going to say
She
anything.
just held on to that for decades.
We used to spoon.
So did you ever hook up?
Yeah. So is that bisexual? Am I bisexual?
It's whatever you think you are.
Okay.
But what was the nature of the relationship? Like you'd hook up while drunk and then you'd spoon and...
Yeah, we'd hook up while drunk, and then the next day we would go get breakfast or something.
Oh, yeah, this gay.
Yeah.
If you're doing the next day morning date, you're seeing someone. Kinda.
It's pretty cute.
Is it regular? Was it regular?
It only lasted like 3 weeks or something. So,
and then
kind of.
What happened? Were you just like, hey, I
think she was kind of like, hey, are we gonna date? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I think she was kind of not into it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good for her.
I don't really know what happened.
I know that's like maybe mean to say to you, but like so many people hang on to their closeted thing.
Yeah.
Not when I say closeted, I mean that like broadly, like the thing that isn't emotionally available, the thing that can never happen because this person is not gay or not out or whatever it might be. As soon as someone says that, like you have to move on.
Did you? Yeah. If it's not too personal, was it like, were the sexual experiences good? Like, were you like, was it hot?
It was hot, and it was hot. I don't think I ate her. Like, I imagine that you have to sort of be 50-50 on eating someone out. I didn't do it.
Otherwise,
enough.
they take away your certification.
Yeah, I didn't do it enough. And I was like, well, I don't think I'm, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't think I feel like I'm just.
Bodies are such a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's so gender, bodies, like it's such an interesting. I mean, I've met lesbians who don't like to go down on women. I have met those lesbians.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because for me, I can only speak to this with guys, but that's such a turn off to me. Like, it's such a turn on if a guy's like, I am turned on by the idea of going down on you, which I imagine is across the board. That's attractive. Right. Somebody likes it. When it's like, same like with blowjobs, I'm like, if I'm into this guy, I'm like excited about it. Right. It's not a chore.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
And I mean, it's only like it's theoretical, but the idea of doing that to a girl that I'm attracted to is I'm like, that rocks. Would love that.
Yeah. And maybe if I was like more emotionally.
Come on, Maddie, do it.
I want to do it.
Let's just get KC. It's not gay because
we have a great idea.
But yeah, I mean, it is, there are just some women who don't like to do that to men.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I don't like doing it to a guy if I'm not like emotionally into them.
Same, one night stand, I'm not into it. Yeah.
I'm not going to give you a blowjob for a one night stand. That's crazy.
It's the Morgan Murphy joke. Have you heard that? About, she's like, that's my mouth. That's where sandwiches go.
I would, but I tend not to for safe sex reasons. I broke that rule recently because, like, I love it, dude.
Eating pussy?
Yeah.
Do you ever use like a covery? What's it called?
No,
not a dental dam.
Like, no, I don't, because it's just like,
that seems like
what
would you be doing though?
I mean, I gotta be honest. Condoms, don't love the feel of a condom. No, glad they're there. You got to do it, but like, man, raw sex is so much better.
But I think like at least. The whole point for me is that I get it on my fucking face and I can smell it and like it's a mess. That's like what I want. So like if it just feels like, since it is not a one-way experience, but like with a condom, at least both of you, even though it's like a dulled thing, like at least if both of you are getting like this dulled experience.
I wonder how dulled it is for men though.
I mean, they hate it.
They hate it.
But then they're so like whiny about stuff anyways that I feel like maybe even if it is fine, they're like,
yeah, that's true. Men get a cold. There's that whole dad cold thing. Like maybe it's not as bad as like when men get like even a littlest bit sick, they're like out on them.
It's the worst thing
Sorry,
that's
Alex.
ever happened.
But Alex, would you like to speak on your experiences with condoms as the man in the room?
I'm pro them. I use them all the time. I think you should use it every time.
Alex,
let's fucking go, dude. Alex of the year.
What the fuck, dude? Why are you perfect in every way? Just are perfect. He's raised by a lesbian. That's why.
Huh. Were you really?
No, me.
Oh.
I am mommy. And I raised this boy. No, I mean, I don't. And I'm just like, I feel like that versus like being next to her and fingering her and actually being able to feel it, at least with my fingers, and like have that closeness, that is better than like using a dental dam. And I'll and if I want to see them again, we'll just like do the testing and we'll have the conversation and like we'll do it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I did break my rule the other day. What am I talking about?
We were talking about
your experiences.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, you know, I think I've been in like so many, like since I was 17, I've been in like long-term relationships, and in between stuff, you do stuff, but then I've just been in, so I never thought I was I was bisexual because I was like, well, I have never been in a relationship with a woman.
Biromantic versus
Right.
bisexual.
Do
I
you
think
ever
there's
have-
that piece of it. That's what I was.
This is almost what I want to use my sharing corner for, if I can, is
Yes,
to
let's
have this
transition
conversation. Okay, because that I think that is such an interesting question, and I feel like the three of us as a different viewpoints on this. I'm really curious.
Listener, one of the best ways to support this podcast is to come see me live, okay? It's a really great way to just support the whole team and everything that we do here. So get on my text list or my email list. It's international, both of them. AshleyGavin.com. Go sign up, and I'll literally text you when I'm in your area. So you don't have to hear all these plugs. You can skip right by them. Don't even worry about your city. Just get on one of those two things, and I will let you know, okay? Because there's a lot of cities coming, and I just remaking this announcement over and over again. We all think it's annoying. You do. I do. Get on the text list, you piece of shit.
I had this thing that I was ashamed of because I was like, oh, I feel like this is from internalized misogyny, where I was like, I'm really sexually attracted to women, but I don't know if I could picture like dating or falling in love with a woman. And I was like, that sounds so fucked up. But if I'm being honest, I knew that feeling was there. And I'm trying to undo that in myself. And I think I've gotten to a point where I'm like, okay, I can see past that. But it feels like internalized misogyny, internalized homophobia.
Right.
But
I think it's one
what
of
are
those,
your thoughts?
I think this is one of those horribly mixed up things where there is like the misogyny that actually does cause that in some people, and the homophobia that does cause that in some people. And then there are people who are genuinely not gonna be able to have a life with this. Yeah.
And it's not even like I wouldn't want to talk to her. Like, it's not that, but it's just like
I don't almost feel like with men, there are some men that I meet where I'm like, man, I wish I could fall in love with you. Like, I'm so close to like my relationship with Sam or my relationship with Lucas. I'm like, do I love this man? And I'm just not attracted to him at all. Sometimes I wonder that. Not actually, because I feel for me, I'm a very sexual person, and I feel that sex like solidifies relationships for me.
Yeah, same. It's such a part of intimacy to me that they're really not separate.
But for some people, they're separate. And there are people who are like, you know, within the sexuality spectrum, this is what I was going to say earlier. I think it's totally valid for you to like love kissing a woman and like have it be just not quite the attraction level that you feel for a man, and maybe like it stops at the vagina. Like I think that that's a totally valid.
Well, I like the thought of this is gonna be so gay. I love.
Well, you started with you started with the thought, which instantly gay.
Oh, I also have a gay thought. Okay.
I love the thought of holding a woman's hand down the street. Because women have such nice hands, and it's so like soft and
This is
small,
such a
and
sapphic.
like
This is like so.
and spooning them is so much better than a guy. 'Cause they're not. Like, it's just a much sweeter experience. So I don't think it's like, I don't know. I just
Women are just like.
so soft.
So this is rude to straight people, what I'm about to say, or rude to bi people in like straight passing relationships or whatever. There's just like, how could you not love a woman more? They're just so woman.
Yeah.
Like men are oafs. They have hair on their feet.
And everywhere. Back of their neck, which is crazy. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, where your hairline turns into the rest of your body is like you decided that at a barbershop.
You gotta
I'll have the prehistoric man. I'll take the Neanderthal, please. This is rude to body hair, which is beautiful and not gendered. But women,
Ashley's exhausted by the asterisk.
I know, it's so fucking annoying. And real, and it needs to be done.
Right.
But also let me make my jokes and proclamations about how beautiful women are. Okay? Like they're just, and there are plenty of men without body hair.
Asia.
Yeah. Ali Wong does that fantastic joke about
Dolphins.
her husband or ex-husband being just a dolphin from the neck down, so smooth. So maybe I'd be into an Asian guy. Yeah. But the point is that women are just so woman, And it just feels like you can be closer to them because they love you and they're soft.
That is another part of the whole like weird internalized misogyny thing I was talking about. Is I think there also is like your role with men as a woman is so prescribed that if you want to almost not disassociate, but be like, oh my God, my tits, you're so funny. You can like do that into some dick pretty easily. Yeah. Whereas a woman, I'm like, you're going to see into my soul. Like I'm almost scared of the intimacy of it because it's a level of intimacy and closeness that I'm like, I think that's maybe more where it comes from for me is I'm like, whoa, I'm almost a little like blown back. Like, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Right.
In your relationship with that woman, did you find that like it felt like you said this, you weren't romantically invested, so like yeah,
I have a very bad habit with guys and girls where I will really like someone so much as a friend that I don't want to date them because I just feel like I'm not a good person to date. I'm like a good friend to have. And so I just felt like that with her, where I was like, we are such good friends that we kiss. We're so good at being friends, you know? That I think about you.
Best friend
naked. Yeah. That's crazy.
What was she like? Do
you have like a type? Is there been a...
She was pretty masculine. Yeah. Okay, I've been watching that show. Have you guys seen the show? It's called Feel Good.
Yeah, with Mae Martin.
With Mae Martin.
Mae Martin is
a huge crush of mine. I've been watching that show
bro.
So horned up.
Oh my God.
Like, oh my God. She is so hot.
I think they
I don't know what pronouns.
I don't know. In the show,
sure. Oh, in the show,
it says
she.
But then I think maybe in real life they. Is that right?
Sure.
I don't know.
Can we Google Mae Martin's pronouns?
Yeah,
I have a feeling it's all of them.
I haven't seen a lot of their comedy.
They're really funny. I remember finding them being like, whoa, like kind of, I don't know if they were out as non-binary, but I remember finding them being like, whoa, there's like a space for, that's really cool. Are they maybe dating Elliot Page?
Is that true?
I feel like I see them go to
they're
events
buds,
a lot
they're
together.
buds.
Oh, they're buds, okay.
Yeah. Wait, I wanted to, Maddie, I had a bit, it's not going to resonate so much now, but I like that your sharing corner has become more of a theoretical, philosophical like corner.
It really what Zach Zimmerman said the other day about like, wow, no praxis, all theory is so funny. It was just like, hey, this girl doesn't fuck, but she's smart. You
bring
thought about it.
No, you bring in whatever you want to bring in, but I just want to make sure there wasn't a story behind the theoretical.
No. Well, I also I guess want to check in with you and like people like I'm like I love that, and that's one of my favorite things about like doing this is I love like the weird kind of queer philosophy of it all.
Yes.
But is that that's not detracting from the thing of the podcast that I'm not coming in with stories?
No, not at all.
Okay, because I love that. Okay, cool.
And if that's like how we want to take it, and I love that this podcast changes around everyone we bring on, especially when we find out that they're not bisexual. But that's what people love about the podcast.
Okay, cool.
Is the diversity of thought and like this position morphing into the essence of the person as the like I think that's really wonderful.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Okay, that rocks. 'Cause I was worried that I wasn't coming in with enough stories, but I was like, I love talking about the like ideas and gender kind of theory behind it. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm going to start prepping for the corner. I'm going to come in with theses.
It's not Maddie's sharing corner anymore. It's like we're doing like thought experiments. THOT experiments over there.
Fuck yeah, dude. Oh, okay.
So was today about the bi-romanticism versus bisexuality?
I think so. I think that's like where my head's at, and how to parse apart.
Parse apart.
Did I say that right?
No, you did. It's just, here we go. How do we parse apart?
But like internalized misogyny from like your own
You really
feelings
do have a mind-body problem in that it's all in your mind and you're getting no body.
No, there is. I'm like, oh my God, what if I'm not? What if I'm not queer and I just need to get dick down? I don't mean that. But I do think.
What if you're not queer enough to get dick down?
No. You were saying I'm not getting enough body, and I was like, what if I just need to get dick down? And I'm like, I'm not as gay as I thought it was. I'm sorry. I just needed. No, I definitely am queer, but like you are very. That's very true. It's we're. boiling over. But the like unpacking internalized misogyny from like how you view your own gender and also how you view your attraction to women. If it precludes you from feeling as close to women as you could to men, and also if like things that I think of as like, oh, my masculinity, I'm like, or are those traits that are just like human traits, like ambition and strength that I've told myself aren't feminine traits. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, there is a real queer gender thing happening, but also it's hard to tell where that line is and where stuff comes from. Does that make any sense?
For sure.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
And let me throw this back at you and also to the listener. Maybe stop thinking about it and get out of your own way and live your life.
I think I do have this thing. It feels like,
You
well,
know
I
what
need
I
to
mean?
solve it and then I can do stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
You
like,
don't, this is like such a major life thing. You don't need to solve it. You need to go and do it poorly.
Yeah.
You just need to go and do it poorly until you're good. That is like the paralysis of knowing that you don't know can be like really inhibiting and can keep you from living really your dreams. I think it's more, I always use it in terms of art. And God, maybe I need to hear it a lot right now. I don't know. I feel so stuck in like this content, YouTube clips, like I deserve so much more than that. And why am I not going out and getting it? That's the one I'm telling to myself. But like, I imagine it can be true for people's gender identities and sexuality identity journeys, as well.
I also, I think like recently we're more, even as I'm talking about this, you guys are like, oh, you don't have to pick whatever label. But when we were younger, they were like, you have to pick a label.
Yes.
And that fucks with you for a long time, even when you're like even after college, when I'm like, talking to someone and like sleeping with them or whatever, you're like, I remember telling this girl one time, oh, but I'm not a lesbian. And that's because when we were kids, you're like, you have to pick one. And now as an adult, you can kind of just be like, I'm just going to do whatever. And then until it feels good and feels right, I'll just keep doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then if I want to pick a label, then I can pick a label. But you don't have to if you don't
the
want to
internal
anymore.
Assurance that what you're doing is valid.
Right.
That you don't need the label anymore.
Yeah.
and like I've been thinking about that recently, like the labels, like I think like the word like non-binary. I'm like, that was helpful for me to find other people who were going through the same things or feeling the same way. And it was helpful for me to have a way to think about my own feelings and articulate them. But it's almost like scaffolding that you're using to build the building. And now the building's there and I'm like,
scaffolding, parse apart. Keep going.
but I'm like, it's like, an ice pick you're using to climb the mountain, but it was a tool to get there. And now I can kind of let it fall by the wayside because it's like, you know what I mean? Like it was helpful, but it's
you
not
are
like
on the Great Pussy Mountain. Mount Mound.
You submitted it.
if you will.
Now plant a flag.
And make sure the colors represent who you are exactly.
dude, okay, here's you know what's maybe this is really funny to me. I don't know if it's problematic, but I was like, well, which word should you use? Am I in the broadest sense of the word under the trans umbrella, or should I stick to non-binary? Is that problematic? And then I was looking at the flags and I was like, I like the colors in the trans flag more. Like, it's a cooler flag.
It is a better flag.
It's kind of the best flag.
Honestly, I hate the whole flag thing. I'm just going to put it out there.
Flags.
It's too many flags. I don't like the pride flag. I don't like any of it.
I like the flag that looks like Argentina's flag. Is that it's the one that's light blue and white and light blue.
Are you thinking of the trans flag with the pink in the middle?
Oh, yes, I am thinking of the trans flag. It looks a lot like Argentina's. It's the same blue.
No, but some of the flags have very like graphic design is my passion vibes. Like, you know what I mean?
There's like a dragon in the middle. Like, is this the Chinese flag? What the hell?
All right. Well, I think we're at time, right? Anything you want to plug?
You've
done Sunday school.
Yes.
And you'll be
And
back.
that was a great show.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that was a really, really good show. Despite the fears that it might be like, you might not be able to say something, they were cool with saying whatever.
Because I screamed at them.
Yeah.
You've been there for a non-scream. You want to gaslight me into telling me the screaming doesn't work?
No, they need the scream sometimes.
Yeah, they need the screams. Yeah. I've been opening for my openers on the road now, and it's made a big difference. Yeah.
Damn.
But anyway, continue.
Yeah, I have some dates on the road for the summer. So at kcshornima.com. I don't know.
And what markets?
I'm going to a lot of Middle America. I'm doing like OKC, Milwaukee.
Bricktown?
Yeah.
The Improv in Milwaukee?
No, Laughing Tap.
Okay.
Is
Oh,
that
I've heard
Milwaukee?
great things
Yeah,
about that.
I've heard really good things about it. Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh my God,
Nights?
Good Nights?
Yes.
That's my home club. I started
Oh,
down
really?
there.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
God, if you're listening from Raleigh, I know there's high school friends of mine listening from Raleigh. Go see Casey and
just
Good Nights.
want-
Casey's so fucking funny. It's
gonna be
You're
great.
gonna love
Yeah,
it.
Casey's so funny. And also, I just want this place, I just want the people to be reminded that we are comedians first.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love that we're making this content for you and that it's helping you with your journey or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you guys complain a lot, not like in a bad way, that there's just not enough queer representation. You got to go to the clubs.
They got a straight
You
girl
have to go.
to turn.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're a great
yeah.
comic, and you're doing something different. The type of thing that a lot of my listeners don't even know that comedy can be.
Yeah.
And I think
Because-
a cool kind of thing about representation too is like sometimes I love like it's cool to see a queer comic even if I'm talking about like my weight gain struggle. Like I might not
Exactly.
even talk about queer stuff, but that's still part of the
Right.
whole thing.
So
it's fun.
If you want to reclaim comedy to be a more inclusive place and different than what you think comedy is, this exists.
Yes.
Go see the comedians that we have on this podcast. Go
Yes.
see more comedy.
And personally, as someone who's like often, you get a lot of offers that are explicitly about your identity where you're just like, I don't want to play that identity.
Well, I didn't hire you for this because you're bisexual. Exactly. Hire you because you're not.
Yeah, exactly. But almost.
Damn it.
But almost. But like, you don't want to be that. You want to be like a comic first.
Yes.
And then I'm just talking about things that I feel or that you experience. And that should be, in a sense, secondary.
And
you know?
your
I
lens,
completely agree.
even though you're talking about your weight gain, your lens is your lens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there in
Right.
an intangible way, in an inexplicit way that's gonna make people connect.
Yeah.
I really believe that. I
Yeah.
really believe that.
A comic once told me when I was auditioning for JFL, I was like asking all these people like their advice, and he was like, "Hey, you're gonna think that they want someone different, but what they want is someone funny, and there is no way they're not gonna see that you're different. You know what I mean? Like just by the fact that
like you don't need to
who
play it
are,
up.
right?
Yeah.
Who you are is just gonna be evident. In fact, you can't fucking hide it. You know what I mean? Like it's really hard to hide who you are. So they're
And
gonna see that.
I never booked that. Okay, so
Your JFL set is so good, by the way. It's so
okay,
good.
fuck off. I am in St. Louis, Indianapolis, Orlando, Sacramento, and then the big theater tour. Get on the text list. I'll literally text you. If you haven't heard your city, don't freak out. Just get on my text list or my email list. And then, Maddie, what do you want to plug?
I'm going to be opening for Ashley at some of those dates, so definitely
Yeah.
check that out.
It's going to be really fun.
I'm so fucking excited. I also have a mailing list for when I start going on the road more. So if you want to do that, that link's in my bio. I also, if you like the little theoretical gender studies corner, I have a Substack where I write a lot about like gender and the internet in kind of the same way. There's a free version or a paid version with like 2 extra articles a month. And I have another podcast called And How's That Working For You? But it's just, it's all in my Instagram
What
bio.
do they call the little desk in the library? A carrel?
Like a help desk?
No, like when we're in college and like some
Oh.
kids, like they had like their own desk in the library. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Maybe it's just a Bryn Mawr thing. Right in, archaeology student. Yeah, that's you.
That's me? I'll take it. I think that fits the vibe.
And Maddie to 30K. Come on,
Hey,
let's fucking
thanks.
do it.
Ooh. Oh, okay. The only important date I really want to plug is July 7th and 8th. I'm at Helium, and I really, really want to sell it out because it's only 50 seats, and I think I could do it if
Which
everyone.
Helium? The one in St. Louis?
Yeah. Wait, no.
The
Cleveland?
garage?
Is it Cleveland? Does Cleveland have a Helium?
I don't think so.
Indiana. Sorry, Indianapolis Helium.
Oh, they
Small
must have
room.
2 rooms.
Yeah, they have a tiny room.
I will plug your show at my show.
Okay, that would be great.
I will
'Cause
plug
I
it.
just want to sell because
Text me though because I might forget.
Okay.
You
Okay, I
remind
will.
me.
Okay.
Okay. Just because I am canceling a trip to go do this, and so I really just want
4 shows, 50 seats.
just 2 shows, but
Oh, bro, you're
anything
gonna
else they
serious.
add is like a door deal, so that'd be really nice too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Indianapolis, sell that shit out, dude.
Come on, guys.
Thanks for listening. Patreon.com/WHGS for bonus episodes and to just to support generally. You can donate as little as $1 a month. And that $1, if everyone did it, we'd be in a totally different position. We can't survive on ads alone, so head on over there. If you like this, you want to throw a tip our way, that's where Alex, Sydney, and Maddie all get paid from, so it's super, super helpful. And next week, I'm in Indianapolis, and then Orlando, and then a long break. And after the break, I'll be touring all the big cities in California, and the big theater tour starts. So AshleyGavin.com, get on the text alert. And then today, gay thoughts. We are currently sitting in a smog from the wildfires in Canada, but is it from the wildfires? Or is it that it's June and it's Pride, and God is finally raining down his hellfire on this gay sanctuary? You know, it is something to consider. It is something to, I mean, like, maybe it's gone too far. Maybe we have Dylan Mulvaney to blame for this fog falling over the city. I don't know. Obviously, that's a bit, listener. Thanks for listening. You guys are the best. Thank you to the patrons. It's really, earnestly from my heart, I'm finally starting to get some work-life balance, and it's thanks to you guys supporting me. And, yeah, it's just really nice. I love you guys so much. Thanks for supporting my work. You are the best little bottoms that ever bottomed. Have a good week.